Hey, welcome back everybody. Welcome back to my channel, Amused Jester. My name is Junior. And we are going to review Star Wars The Black Series, Savage Oppress from the Clone Wars. This figure, we're going to start it off as I'm turning the box around with the price. The price is easily $40, $39.99 or just $40. You can see what's coming in the figure. Some sort of spear and the lightsaber, and I can tell you right now, because I have just finished reviewing two G.I. Joe classified Cobra figures that are worth $24. This is $40, and I'm going to tell you right now, it is not worth it. This is not a $40 figure. I'm jumping the gun, I'm just letting you know, but let me go ahead and take him out of packaging and continue on the downward spiral of my review of the Savage Oppress. Alright, so here he is out of packaging, and we see that he's got a lightsaber. One lightsaber with the lit sabers you can remove, and you can keep the hilt if you want. If you've seen my reviews, you know my viewpoint. I wish they had just made this just one piece, non-removable, and give us a secondary piece of just the hilt of the lightsaber. That's how I prefer it, and everything. And then it comes with this, some sort of spear that's going on. As you can see, it's just basically bare plastic painted with some sort of silver plastic over here. Nice detail and everything, but that's what you're getting. And then you have the figure over here. Before we move forward, I want to bring in Dark Lawn, and for you guys it'll be like several days after my review with Dark Lawn, but for me it's literally like just an hour ago, and so this is a good comparison between the two. This is height to height, hilt to top of the head. This is just a few things of what came with Dark Lawn. A lot of more other stuff that you're not seeing is a sword over here, and an actual, or a knife over there, and a sword over here, and the hilt obviously comes in. So I'm not going to compare this spear with this gun, because the gun is just painted plastic. I will compare it to this sword. This sword was cast in black plastic, and yet they put a paint application of silver, red, okay, comparable to what Dark Lawn has with a spear, which is basically cast in basic gray and silver, and that's it. Detail wise, they're both excellent, no complaints whatsoever. And then it comes with a lightsaber. The lightsaber doesn't even have any or a lot of paint application. It's cast in some sort of silvery plastic with some gray application and a dot of red, and that's it. That is it, right? So I would akin this paint treatment to what they've done with the gun, whereas there is no paint application here. The detail is there, so you can paint it if you want. I don't mind that. I can paint it if you want. You can leave. This offering is fine with me. It really is. The price isn't, right? I've always said with G.I. Joe Classifieds, the detail is there. If you guys want to paint it up, if you want to personalize it, customize it, make it much better, make the details pop, you have that option if you want to do that. But for the price that you're paying, $40 compared to a $25 G.I. Joe figure, that's just not right. That is just not right. Okay, so so that's it for the accessories. Let's go ahead and close up on the detail of this figure. So here's the face for Savage Oppress. Very well done, nice sculpt, very crisp paint application, nice paint application and everything. This head sculpt does not disappoint, and that's where the money shot is. Now if you look down on the armor, it does have some sort of weathering going on. It's not just bare plastic. Same here with the free floating device here. It's actually got some sort of wash going on in the paint. His fingernails are painted well done. This part is basic cast plastic. The waist piece is cast in this greenish, and maybe it was black, painted black, dark silver, and then this one's blue. So I'm assuming because this is one piece that the original part here is this is the color, and then they painted it on. And then you have paint deck over here. This is fabric, so that's nice. Here are the boots, and then you can see some wash going on here in the boots and everything. So well done on that one. All right, so you've seen the paint application on this one. You've seen the accessories with this one. I have to bring out Dark Lawn again. Now this G.I. Joe figure is not my most favorite figure only because of the paint choices over here, right? So I feel like the paint application here easily matches the paint application on the G.I. Joe Hasbro Classifieds. I feel that the level of articulation here, well, is matching the G.I. Joe Hasbro Classified, but actually even better on the G.I. Joe Hasbro Classified. I don't remember if I did the articulation, so let's do it right now. As for the head, he's got a ball joint on the bottom of the head, bottom of the neck, so it gives you a little bit of a range. So that's actually pretty good right there, and pretty good downward as well. So a lot of the concentration on this figure, I feel, is on the head, which is good. That's the way I like it anyway. This thing over here, the way it's attached, as you can see, it's got this sliver of plastic over here, and you don't see it, but inside this, between the shoulder joint and this butterfly, is another ring. What that does is it allows you to move this independent of the arm. Why would you, that is that important? Because then you can go ahead and move this completely and have the armor follow the movement of the arm. So that's pretty good. It doesn't have a bicep joint. They cut it off. I'm not as disappointed as I was when I first initially saw that. This is my second time reviewing the articulation. I forgot to press record. The swivel is going to be found in the elbow. They're basically mirroring what they're doing with their TVC line, which on the TVC line I'm okay with, but for a Black Series I'm not okay with, because it shouldn't be that way. The wrist articulation is now on a ball joint, which I liked because that gives you a lot more range. It allows you to do a little bit of left and right and a little bit of down and up. It does have a painted nails over here. As for the torso articulation, this cut over here in conjunction with the waist cut allows you a lot of movement side to side, a lot of movement, as you can see, and a lot better forward and back than it was before. Much better in the back. I wish they could do the same thing forward like that. This is fabric. This is a rubber piece. It does not have a drop joint on the hip. It does not have a thigh cut. They removed that as well. It's basically got a single joint on the knee, and the movement for the leg is gonna be on the knee and in the boot cut. That's it. You cannot twist this knee much more than that. In terms of the ankle, well done going down, a little bit going up. You do have an ankle rocker. As for the hip joint over here, it's able to move quite well, even though it doesn't have a drop down joint to a 90 degree. So that's fine with me. So let's talk about value. Let's talk about pricing. And I'm gonna keep Dark Lawn over here. This is $25 with all these accessories over here, and this is $40. It's an inch taller than Dark Lawn. Yes, this is G.I. Joe. Hasbro owns the license. This one they don't have to pay licensing and for the intellectual property. This is a Disney product, obviously licensed by Hasbro to use its likenesses and everything. But we're talking about a $25 figure to a $40 figure with 1, 2, 3 secondary head sculpt, 5, 6, 7 pieces of accessories. 1, 2, $40. Where is that $15 difference going to? You're telling me that's all going to Disney? Wow. I mean, like, this is not even a character that I was very familiar with. I learned about Savage Oppress. I rewatched the Clone War. Yeah, the Clone Wars series, or is it the Clone Wars, or is it in Rebels? I can't remember. Just to learn more about him, and so now I do appreciate the character more than before, but I don't appreciate so much to the point that I love the idea of paying $40 for a figure comparatively to a G.I. Joe figure that should have been 25. At the most, it should have been $28. I did buy him. Why? Because it's a Sith figure. As you know, when it comes to the Black Series, I just want to buy Sith figures and Jedi figures. I'm not going to be buying any more troopers or individual figures like Han Solo or Luke Skywalker. I have all that already. But if it was a Sith figure and a Jedi figure, I'll buy it. I would almost say I would buy it in protest at this point, because I'm beholden to buying it just to get the clones, or just to get the Sith and the Jedi in my collection. So I begrudgingly buy it. So price equaling to 10, or price is 10 equaling to $40. The value, I'm gonna say around 9. I'm leaning more towards 8, even though the articulation is not hampered by the fact that they remove the bicep cut and the thigh cut. There are ways around it, so you can still achieve some level of articulation. I just feel like for $40, why did they? If they're cost cutting stuff like that, then it's okay, cost cut it. But why would you even charge $40 for this one? I would say $28, maximum maybe 30. Even at 30, I would balk at this, because that's all you're getting. But $40, my gosh, Disney, Hasbro, you're killing this. You're killing this line. What should be a great line, you're killing it. This is a great figure. This really is a great figure. That price, not so great. It's making a great figure feel less valuable because of the price point, is what I was saying. But that's it for my review of Savage Oppress from Hasbro, Star Wars The Black Series, from the Clone Wars. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you guys on my next review. Bye.